Oh yeah,
One
bring some.
second.
We need it.
Are you live streaming? What's going on here?
What thing happened where it didn't go through?
Yeah, no, it should come back up here in a second.
Yep. Meeting is now live streaming.
Awesome. Let me just make sure we're completely live here. Zoom always has to sit here and be like setting up. Awesome. Looks like we are live.
All right.
So hello, everybody.
I'll mute out everyone. You're muted, Matt.
I knew it. Welcome everybody to today's AMA with Robert Hollis. So to raise your hands, you can ask questions here on Zoom. And to do that, you'll click the reactions button at the bottom of the screen and click raise hand. And then we'll take your questions here on Zoom. You can also ask questions on YouTube. So just type them in chat. You can do that here as well on Zoom. So just ask your questions and I'll pass them on to Robert. With that said, Dad, do you have anything you want to share before we get started here as people are raising their hands?
I absolutely do.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Matt, for running everything behind the scenes. Craig's not with us today, attending a funeral, so we'll miss him and he'll be here in spirit. And so the only thing I want to say really quickly before we go into Q&A is one of the things that's really, really interesting, and I think that we've all heard this before, but this is just a reminder, is on the inner circle, along with a lot of messages that I've gotten in the last week, is everyone says, you know, Robert, you tell us how to focus. You tell us how to focus, but we watched you focus. You know what I mean? So, you know, even though there's, you know, things that are always happening in this world, you know, that's your goal, is to constantly be looking at, you know, the people that you love, the scenario that you're in. You know, when Matt got on, he was talking about the weather, you know, it's constantly, you know, being in a place of gratitude and being in a place of, you know, just, you know, no unrealistic expectations. And so one of the things that a guy reached out to me and, you know, it's funny, he assumed because he heard some stuff that, you know, I would be open to looking at another business. And I said to him immediately, he goes, how's MDC going? And I immediately said this, you know, I do voice clips. And I said, man, I said, I'm like blown away with how fast and how good MDC is doing. I said, I got a new group right now, Joshua Daramella. They're already at 60,000 for the month, and they finished off 69,000. You know, we had 225Ks that upgraded. They were 25Ks in the middle of the month. So they're, you know, definitely Mosh is shooting for 50K. I said, we got 4 new 1Ks that have already qualified for this month. And then I immediately said, hey, do you know who John Herenzma is? And he goes, no. And I said, well, he has this incredible girl named Hannah Gallagher that's in UK. And she's not only got all kinds of rank advancements going up, but John Herenzma was, you know, he's been in the industry 34 years and, you know, made over $15 million. And he just brought over his entire. What happened? What happened, Matt? Can you guys hear me okay? I don't know what happened. Okay. But all of a sudden, you know, I went on all those, you know, little clips, you know, and immediately Matthew went offline. Oh, okay. So that made me a host. I see. So, so what ended up happening is all of a sudden he goes, hey, I'm sorry I reached out to you. And I went, what do you mean? And he says, oh, I'm sorry I reached out to you. He said, I heard that there was some negative stuff happening with MDC, but now listening to you, I know it's a bunch of BS. And I thought I would bring that up to you because if you guys, people reach out and said, wow, you know, I've heard some stuff about, you know, MDC. And I'm going like, I don't know what you heard. And mentally you're going off focusing on all the value and all the exciting things that is happening with MDC. That's going to make people realize, wow, that's where they're focused. And so it was pretty interesting today. I normally don't make comments on people's stuff, especially if it's what would be the word? I just don't like commenting on posts that have to be controversial. You know what I mean? So Ted, from Business at Home said, do you think that a newbie can still make 100K in their first year in Amway? And my thoughts immediately is, yeah, I believe that a newbie can make $100,000 in any company that will stay in business. So it is, because my mindset still is a lot of people doing a little bit using their buying power and by introducing people. So don't you guys find it amazing that there's associations for everything? I mean, when you find out that there's a association for a world association for plastic cup stacking, you know what I mean? And then you find out how big this group is, right? And it's like all of a sudden it's like everybody gets together every year, because they have potato launching guns, so these people launch potatoes and most of them from Idaho, but it's like it is amazing to me that when you really think of an organization that other people know nothing about, like Future Farmers of America, you know what I mean? There's these organizations out there that have literally millions and millions and millions of people involved, and people don't even know that there's such thing as that organization. So, I just wanted to share with all of you that this stuff never, ever, ever distracts me in any way, shape, or form, because I am so focused on creating value and sharing with anybody that if they know the right way of building this industry, they can generate not only a magic of part-time, as Jim Rohn says, but double their income and replace their income. They can make as much as they want, because I still have an upline that's involved in NSA, now known as Juice Plus, and he has 1 million people active on AutoShip. And so that's why he's called the $110 million man. So he's made, double what I've earned in the industry, just because he just been with them for 36 years or whatever. I guess he's been with them. Yeah, he had to be there 37 years. I think he got involved a year before I met him. So that was the point I wanted to bring is when you're focused on things, you create more power. It says power just restarted in the building, rebooting computer happened again. No problem. So that was Matthew. So I know I can handle you guys. So so does anybody have a win they would like to share? A question? This is Ask Me Anything. I always say this. You can ask me questions about every single thing. I don't care what it is. And nothing's out of bounds. And so if you got a win or just a comment that you wanted to come up with, the way you can raise your hand is 2 ways. One is like this. And the other one, of course, is clicking on the reactions and stuff below and doing that. So I see Jerome is on here. So let me unmute Jerome.
Hey, Robert.
How you doing, Jerome?
I'm blessed. How are you, my man?
Blessed and highly favored, that's for sure.
Amen, amen. I got my friend Denise on here. So she's going to be coming on with me, and we were discussing about. I wanted to make sure that I get this right. Is it 6 months that if you're what's the word, not active, that you get cut off and someone else could pick you up or whatever?
Well, the biggest thing you got to share with people, Jerome, is how to bank their volume. There's a thing called carryover. And so Every order that comes in, there's a carryover. And so to be qualified to keep your carryover, you need to do 40 in personal volume, or 80 in personally enrolled customer volume.
Gotcha.
So if a person doesn't make an order every 60 days, then that position will go inactive and has a chance to be purged. So it's every 60 days a person needs to be doing it. But again, the way I always explain it, Jerome, is my goal here is to get you a payday and get you a payday every week. So let's get going and let's put our heads down. There shouldn't be a problem with you qualifying, because my goal by the end of the month is to make sure you got enough in credit wallet with that's not going to be a problem.
Right. Yeah. So that's what Denise and I were discussing yesterday. So she was with MDC for a little bit, and then kind of dropped off. So we were discussing that. So I told her about, to ask me anything, and she's here. So
good. Well, welcome, Denise. Welcome, Denise, and welcome to the family. That is so awesome. So thank you, Jerome. Great question.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you, man. Love you, man.
Have a great weekend. Okay, Katie. We'll go with Katie. How are you, Katie?
Oh, I am fantastic. Hey, everybody. So I got some crazy yard work going on in the background, so forgive me. I just want to hear, you've known my situation a little bit, and I've just plugged through and it's fine. I just want maybe people to understand that. What's your opinion on the importance or unimportance of having a quote unquote upline?
Yeah, one of the things I say, Katie, and of course people don't want to hear this, but the best thing that happened to me in network marketing is finding out how much my upline sucked. So there's a phrase that, if it's to be, it's up to me. And soon as you can run into a person that, especially in this industry, it's pretty amazing that, a person can get in and bring you in the very next day, and both of you have never done this industry. That's pretty interesting. That's one of the things I love about this industry, network marketing. So Katie, when you really think about your upline, it's not that your upline, if their focus and if they're teaching the right things, can be something that can be added on for you. But when I found out, by going to a convention and talking to one of the people that walked the stage, that the people that were instructing me how to do the business fell in two categories. One was their ego was so out of check that they believed that they knew how to build this business and never really been in it. The guy's, I don't mind saying his name was Wes Martin. And the guy had won awards for selling Britannica encyclopedias. So that's how he had me selling product. Is that crazy? Going door to door, trying to sell water filters. It's like, oh my God. So yes, I sucked at it. Yes, I sucked at trying to figure out how to get leads. I was going, I just can't do this. And then there was a couple of people above that guy, and these people had a falling out with my mentor, Bill Gould. And so they were sort of kicked out of his little team called Advanced Marketing. They were kicked out because they weren't teaching the right stuff. They wasn't, doing the certain way. So my mentor's deal is like, listen, you're an independent affiliate with the company, but if you're going to use your ego and you're going to teach stuff that you learned from other people that you didn't document. I haven't said that in a long time. My mentor said, listen, I don't mind you teaching different stuff, but if you can't document by helping somebody else achieve results, then it's not a proven method. And that's where I sort of got into the thing where you guys know, my one of my first mentors, Roger Penske, a billionaire. That's how he beat me up. He just said, listen, Robert, how do you know that? How do you know what you just shared with me is fact and actually works? I don't. Isn't that crazy? And he's going like, then go prove it. But don't bring up an idea that's undocumented. So I said that in yesterday's video. I thought it was pretty interesting that we had one of our inner circles bring something up, and then immediately there was some inner circle members that's just abandoned everything I teach them, and now they're just doing, just because of one suggestion, it was like shiny ball time, here I go. So Katie, the faster you can realize that your upline can be an assistance to you if they're on the right path, if they're doing the right thing. I know a lot of people right now that they just would rather still play the role of being a life coach and a coach of this industry instead of building an effective group. You know what I mean? And so yeah, it's really interesting. So Katie, did that help you?
Hey, Robert. Yes, it did. I just want to encourage everybody just to really spend time and anchor your belief in what you're doing. So something as silly as an upline or whatever will not deter you from making your perfect day your everyday reality. I love everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Yeah, it's we got to stay focused on our own mindset and how our emotions are and how we react to things. And it's a double-edged sword big time, Katie. So sometimes you can put so much I guess that would be called control. You're allowing, when I say this, it like almost makes me want to throw up in my mouth. But it's like I was having trouble saying it because it's like you're giving your energy and your emotions and your focus and your frequency, you're allowing other people to pull you out of that. You see what I mean? So it wouldn't just be an upline. That could be anybody. And so, yeah, you got to be aware that you're no longer in that people are trying to be energy suckers or, again, ego is just amazing. It's funny. I watched a video yesterday that I haven't watched in forever. And it was an interview of, I went to Las Vegas. Eric Worre asked me to come help him with helping some people with breakthroughs. So he knew that I had been doing that stuff with some of my people when he heard that I had, 9 people that were earning over $1 million in commissions with the company I was with at that time. And so he asked me to come out because he said he wanted to have me help him with people to get breakthroughs, right? Little did I know that he was watching me. Eric's a pretty smart dude, right? So we did this interview and it was pretty amazing that as I was watching that interview and the questions that he was asking me, how, I was telling people that, that same story, how my first upline just had too many issues, including wanting to be better than the person that was above us, that ego going on. And then other people, just because they might be good at something doesn't mean they're good at building groups. If I could change the name, of network marketing, it would be, who can build a group of voluntary people to get something massively done. That's a different skill. I guess some people have said, it's like herding cats. It's like you got to mentally be in the right place to, figure out what everyone's journey is and help them get the best out of that journey. Does that make sense, you guys? That's, again, a lot of people doing a little bit. So Katie, thank you again so much for your question. I really appreciate you. Okay, I know she had noise in the background, so I see she's muted. All right, thank you, Katie. So next one, Mr. Tier, how are you, sir?
I'm all right. Robert, how about yourself, man?
Blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. So you decided to wear a shirt to match your tent you got out there. You're on it.
Yes. Fashionable.
Yeah.
So listen, I want to first thank you for that list that you got, that Google Drive list with all of
Cool.
Yeah, I actually went out to each one of those and made sure I was following all of them, And Robert, I think you did a video on how to use that list, but I'm not really sure, because I did watch a video and it was like, okay, I think this is what he's using to do this, because sometimes I was getting groups and pages mixed up. As I understand now, following the pages are a little bit different than being in a group. And so I guess my question is, how do I use that?
Yeah, working with pages for me is what would be, it's again, everything that I'm doing, John, is sorting.
Yeah.
So it's asking myself, where can I find the people that make my dreams come true? Where can, so finding that. So there's a number of group of people, and it could be based on time, right? But if you're on like Jay Shetty's page, or maybe Maya Angelou's page, or whatever, you're on a page that's giving you a lot of positive, so you're going to have the people that are going to look at the post. They're going to have people that are going to heart it up or like it up. Then you're going to have someone that actually clicks on one of the canned comments that pop up when you totally agree or perfectly sad or something like that. And then you have someone that actually takes the time to say something heartfelt.
How long do you stay on each page to like try and find a heartfelt comment?
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me how long.
Okay. So I mean, because you could really scroll down before you actually find something that's really
yes, absolutely. And so again, understand I'm running from instincts. I've already said, help me find those that have ears to hear. And so as I'm going down and I see one that touches me, step one is I heart it up. And then second, I immediately, because I don't want to lose my train of thought, I immediately make a heartfelt comment on a heartfelt comment. And when I find a comment, a video or post that touches me, that's how I get people to find me. Is I write something heartfelt on that same post. So now when I see that heartfelt, then I click on the person's name, I go look on their profile, and then I just look at their profile probably 30 seconds, and I come up with something that I want to personally say. And what I normally personally say, John, is on their wall, on one of their posts.
Okay.
Got it? So I might even say, wow, I thank you so much for this post. It really resonated with me. I really enjoyed it. And I found your page from the comment that you made on Maya Angelou's page.
Okay.
And I know I do a lot of little stuff like this that people don't know, but John, what I constantly do is come from that golden rule. You know what I mean? Do unto others that I want others to do unto me. I really, really remember the heartfelt comments that people have left on my posts. And also people that have just randomly reached out to me. You know what I mean? I'm going like, that was good. That was good. And it wasn't that it was good on a salesy type. It was good because the person's actually, they're really, truly trying to connect.
I see somebody asking, is this being recorded?
I'm sure it's being recorded because I think it's being live streamed on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If someone wanted to go look on YouTube, maybe that would be something that, it's on YouTube. So connect. Yep. Okay. So.
And now, as far as then as building like friends, now, do you wait for a friend request after you send that, or do you request them, or you just go back to what you were doing?
Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm at the place right now. I'm going to go ahead and click record just for the heck of it. But one of the things that I do too, again, it's all about seeing where the person is mentally or spiritually to get in touch with them, right? So in that scenario, I'm always like, I'm not looking to make them a friend right away.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
my goal is still to have everyone that's on my 5,000 friends on Facebook also in business with me.
Right.
So I'm trying to do, I'm not trying, I'm connecting in a way with the right people at the right time that want to connect with me. And when I do that by giving them the gift and asking them for a huge personal favor, I usually request a friend request after they become a free affiliate.
Now, I guess what I'm a little, I hate to use I don't know the solution to this yet. That's a better way to say that.
Yeah, perfect.
A lot of times when people are not connected with Facebook, it goes into a message request. And so sometimes people never see that. So
Correct. I don't think that it goes into it. I could be totally wrong here, John. But when I say I found somebody on Myo Angelus page or any page, not groups, and it's a heartfelt comment, then I look on their profile, right? And then I go, wow, I like this person. I feel a resonation from there. Then I go and make not only a heartfelt comment on their heartfelt comment, but then I go someplace on their page, find something that I like on their page and make the same, not the same, but a similar comment and tell them where I found them. Almost, no exaggeration, I would say doing what I just shared with you, I would say probably 95% I get a heart or some kind of comment from their comment on their post. And I think that if you sent them a personal message, and maybe you even might request there, you know what I mean? So as soon as they reply, you could go, can I send you a personal message? I like to connect with you more. I got a gift for you. Can I send it to you in a personal message? I believe that when you comment on one of their comments, and Eric Markman, he's brought this up a number of times. He says, I've gone to pages and I can't even leave a comment on their page. That would mean an instant sort for me.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. If someone's got their Facebook page so locked down, it's like that's an instant sort for me. But I have not had a person that has commented on one of my comments on their personal profile page where I sent them a private message and they didn't get it.
Okay.
So I think that it's that, you made a comment, they made a comment to you on a page, and immediately I believe that opens up that part so they can see your message.
So when you do leave the message, the first one, it's before a friend request. Is that the same message you would leave? I hope this message finds you and your family blessed and saved. I'm just trying to connect.
No, because the comment that I'm making on their comment that I found on the page, or the comment that I make on one of their posts on the page, would be directly proportional to what they were saying.
Right. So when you send them the message, it's pertaining to the comment that they made or something like that, or no. Okay. When I send a direct message, it could be changed a little bit. It could say, hey, John, thank you very much for your comments and your replies. I wanted to connect with you. Hope everything's blessed and you're doing awesome. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Okay.
Yeah. So it's and I think that when you ask those questions, John, which is really, really, really good, is people are seeing that I'm not somebody that's randomly saying hello in their chat. They've already sort of know that I did something nice.
Right.
I did something nice. They replied, I'm doing something nice. Now I'm giving them a gift. So I'm really, really glad that you brought that up. And someone
Yeah, I can see
like,
that there's a bigger connection than just giving the gift. I can see there's a connection that starts and then it starts growing. And by the time you get to the gift, they've actually already been connected. That just almost solidifies the connection.
yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And so what I always say about that, you know, the one thing that you said is how long do you scroll on a page to find someone? That would be like, how much sand do you move before you find a diamond? How much sand do you move before you get a piece of gold? So because of my focus is always finding another person that their story can impact millions of people's lives. It's like I've never, ever, even from day one, you guys, I had my mind so clear that I needed to get, I remember like it was yesterday, my mentor told me, hey, listen, you need 27,000. I know I've told this story, but this is how you guys can encourage people to get them focused on a goal. And he said, you see these pictures that I have with other people that are successful. He says, if you notice, the ones that went into full momentum and did what I told them to do, they earned between $9,000 and $11,000. Now, Robert, I need to find out how you think. He said, if you got a check for $9,800, $9,800, and you could also get a check for 10,000 something, do you think that $200 means a different when it's on a check? And my response was, hell yeah. And he goes, why? And I said, 2 digits before a comma on any check is something that I've never seen. You know what I mean? And he goes, okay, so instead of 25,000 of volume in a calendar month, you would need to do 27,500. My mentor did this to me. You guys are going, well, now I know what Robert's doing, right?
Right.
It's like, okay, so 27,500. And then what we're going to do is we're going to divide that by 90. That's 305 people. And so that's what he really started making me understand this theoretical example. He said, Robert, can you see in this theoretical example that by the time we get to the 5th level, you're way over 300 people. In this example, you were also finding 2 people that wanted to make 6 figures a year. Now, not all the people that you bring in are going to do something, but when you find people that realize that they can make more money here than anything else they did, you won't have to babysit these people, and they'll try to do their own theoretical example. And I looked around the room, and then he showed me like, 8 pages of him in a picture holding a check that was between 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 12,000. And he was saying, if I can do it with these guys, I can do it with you. And he said, so do you think that you can, so let's say that I put 70 people in front of a video my first 30 days. Let's say you're half of me. And that's when I went, I ain't half of nobody. And you guys, I've never done sales. I've never, very introverted, but I'm very calculated as well. If it's a 30-lap feature, I'm going to try to figure out first step is finish. I want to finish that 30-lap race.
Yeah.
But second goal is that's why they have positions on a tower. You know what I mean? First is finish, but wouldn't it be cool to be finished in the top 10? So if you guys watch any statistics with anyone that's in any kind of sport, it's like, how many races did they finish? How many? No, they even do this one. How many races did they start? I want you guys to think of the boxes. Because start means they showed up early and had to qualify. They don't say how many times you qualify. It's like John Tier this is his 54th start. You know what I mean? In the NASCAR Cup.
Right.
Then the statistics behind that is how many top 10s, how many top 5s, how many wins, how many laps led, and how many stages won.
Wow.
And I just think that people don't get that in every other thing in life. There's awards, there's points, there's earnings, there's box office. It's like the rest of the world is consistently measuring rings and trophies. And people know that, but then they get in the personal development world or the sales world and they go, well, this person doesn't show me what they've earned, who they've helped. They don't show me anything. I guess I'm listening to this dude because, it's like, it's the most craziest thing I've ever seen, John.
Well, I think some of that has to do with the fact that for a very long time in this industry, people say, oh, it's against the law to show your income. And people have used that to their advantage to say, oh, FDA won't allow us to do that. And Robert, you're the first person to say, okay, that's BS because this is what you can do. And this is this disclaimer because no one else has, I'll be honest with you, no one else has really done that I know of.
No, but at the beginning when I got into MDC, Jenna was doing it. And then a site came out called businessfromhome.org. They have no problem putting up there. I still know people, you guys, that go, well, I don't want that site talking about my income.
Yeah, I've had a couple people tell me that. Yeah.
Yeah,
or they say,
like,
those people paid to put their stuff up there. They get paid to put their stuff up there, or they paid money to put their stuff up. Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I would say that's probably true, except I've worked with people that will log me into their back office anytime I want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And of course, where did I learn that from, John? My mentor.
Yeah.
My mentor, we had a printout that was done in Docs Matrix because it's in the 80s, right? And my mentor would open up a briefcase and open it up, grab that printout and walk down the middle of the room. There'd be 500-600 people there. And it's just unfolding like this coming out of the briefcase and he's just pulling it out. And then he'd walk right to the middle of it and pick it up and go, I don't know who John Tier is, but I see here John Tier is a 25K, lives in Chicago. And I can see here that he made $8,000 last month. And back then it was so primitive that there was dots in front of the person's name, just dots. Mm-hmm. And you had to count each dot to see what level John was on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But so from the time that I heard about my mentor, from Sean, I heard about the $62,000 check. I get and meet him. I get to see the $62,000 check. Then I hear about his printout with 30,000 people on it. And it was like, my mentor was looking for people that wanted to make 6 figures plus a year.
So where did that idea come from that you're not supposed to show your income? Where did that come from?
That came from people that were embarrassed of their back office.
Well, there you go.
Now, I will give you something legal, though. All right. Since the crypto things have come out, all you got to do is say one thing, and I'll do it to you, John. I'll do it to you. Hey, John, Wall Street, all these movies. Here it is. You ready, John? John, listen. I had this incredible stock that you could invest, and let's just say that it does half of what Apple did. Do you know that if you bought Apple stock at $6, it's not only split 2 for 1 11 times, but that one investment of $10,000, John, would be worth right now $650 million. Now, I said that we're not going to do as good as Apple, but this technology is amazing. And I'm saying if you put $10,000 in this investment, John, send it over to me today because, I think the news that's going to come out in a press report tomorrow is going to make this stock double. And so if you don't get the 10 grand to me tonight to lock in your position, you not only could possibly lose out, but you're also going to miss out on all that earnings. And you sure wouldn't want to do that to you and your family, would you?
That sounds like the boiler room.
Yeah. So see, I know closing language.
Right.
Yeah. But if I'm telling you, if you invest in something, I'm giving you a projected earnings.
Mm-hmm.
If that gets on a recording or anyone sees that, if I don't have an SEC license to sell investments, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening to all these crypto companies that are getting shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Because all you need to say is, John, listen, I invested $1,000 in Bitcoin and now it's worth 18,000. I'm making X amount of percentage every day, every week. Or somebody else is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I got into this and so-and-so's making this kind of money. See, that is making income claims. See, income claims is not based on what you make. Income claims are what you're telling them they can make if they decide to do this business. So now,
I see.
If I did it that way, that's against that's against the law. The FTC doesn't like that. If I'm telling you, John, you come in for the Mama Jammo package, and if you do, there's people now that make $1 million a month in this business. See, that's wrong.
Okay.
So if you notice the way that I do it, I don't tell you you can earn anything. I say, hey, John, listen, to get directly to the point, I just want to quickly show you my back office. And again, the only reason I'm showing you my back office is this is just honestly something that is possible. You know, so my wife and I got in the business. And when we got in the business like 5.5 years ago, we just followed the proven plan. The compensation pays out, you know, what it's supposed to. And you can see here now that, you know, I got almost 18,000 people in my group and 4.5 million. And so I've helped other people make all kinds of money. It's definitely possible. I can show you exactly the way I did it. And, you know, it's not typical. Ooh. You know, it's not typical.
Right.
So typical, see, no one usually says this, but I always do. Because if you look at the IRS, John, typical people just do barely what they can. You know what I mean? So they're just conformists. They're just sheeple. You know what I mean? They live paycheck to paycheck. They're going to do just as little as possible to get paid. That's typical. So if you're a typical person and you get in this company and you don't do what you're supposed to do, and secondly, you don't do it the right way, that's why a majority of the people in everything doesn't make money. But John, I want to show you as possible. So if you guys watch the steps to success and freedom, that's why I covered 2 minutes in front of it with the theoretical example.
And yeah, Robert, I'm signing up again. I'm signing up again underneath you right now. You know?
Yeah. And be careful, since you brought this out of me, John, you're always good at bringing this out. Here's where you also stop being a salesperson and over-promising and under-delivering. John, if you get in now, I got some people I can put underneath you. I'll build your leg. I'll pay for your way in. I mean, people are just, yeah. When people are begging for you to get involved in the business, it's like that should just be a little bit of a clue.
Mm-hmm.
But John, thank you for pulling that out of me, brother.
Man, I mean, but that was very, very like, man, you know, solidified a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah,
but,
and for some of you that are on the YouTube channel, what you could do is you could just put in the search, just put in the word friend. And what you're going to do is find a video. You'll see my lovely wife Terry's in it, and it was funny when like I said, there's when you get used to connecting with people, then those people, you turn them into friends. And you know, whether they purchase product, become a free affiliate, or even just refer you to other people, it's neat. It's really, really simple. So then, like I've shared before, John, then as soon as you get 5,000, I'm sending people, you know, happy birthday messages every day. And so then I'm seeing if they replied to my last message or not. And if they're not, and they're not connected, then I can unfriend them and keep adding more friends.
Yeah.
Like, God, since
Rob,
I
this is
started
very,
Facebook-
very, this is very, very, very helpful.
Good.
It is very, very helpful. Kind of cleared up some fogginess there. So
Yeah,
yeah.
And here's one other thing, you know, how would I act if, and how would I feel if, right? We've talked about this over and over and over again. If your intentions to connect with another human being is not to make them feel better, but to sell them something and get them signed up, I guarantee you're going to suck at this.
Yeah.
You're going to really, really, really suck at this. My thing is I want to make sure I'm a friend with you, John, so you feel comfortable referring me to someone that really needs to make extra money right now. And if you feel that way, and your intentions are that way, and your energy is that way, you're not going to piss people off. Now, there's still, my mentor told me this years ago. He said, you know, there's only 5 bad people on the planet, but man, they get around. You know what I mean? So I've had people that have reached out to me and done all the things that you guys have heard of or had happen, you know, including, you know, if I knew people, I'm already in a business, I would bring them into my business instead of yours. And I just respond back and say, well, I can tell by your reply that your business is doing awesome. So thank you, John. Thank you for pulling that out of me. It's like, man, we keep doing these AMAs where if people just went to, you know, youtube.com/Robert Hollis and went to just the playlist of the AMAs. And there would be 2 mindsets, John. Well, no, there's always 3. 3, they're not even going to remember I ever said that because they're never going to be on this page and they're not going to do anything.
Right.
And you got people that would go there and they're going, oh my God, he did 4 hours last Saturday. I don't have time to watch this stuff, you know. And then you got Joshua Daramella, which is like Robert Hollis. So when Joshua met me, December 27th of 2019, that's when Joshua Daramella signed up in the company. So let's just say at the beginning of 2020. And his first goal was to watch 200 of the videos that I have. Now I have probably close to 1,000. And I even told him how to do it. I said, listen, go to my page, click on videos, and then click on most popular. Do you guys realize that the stair steps to success and freedom that I did 8 months ago, I think is my 4th or my 5th most watched video? People are like, well, I ain't sending that. Well, don't. People crack me up. It's like, so man. Thank you, John. I love you.
Thank you.
Great question.
Appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Love you, brother.
Yeah, it's I love you too, man. I always feel like you and I are on the same level. And it's like, not that you and I do this, so if everybody listen closely, John and I don't do this. But if it was perfect for me to write down a list of questions that I wish someone had asked me so they really got a clear view and picture, I couldn't write up the questions that John asked me. They're just freaking right on the money, John. And they're right on the money because you're figuring this out piece puzzle by piece puzzle.
Right.
You just keep,
Right.
you're like, hey, I got the vision. I know what I'm going to do for children. I got it all aligned. And then I look back and there's like, this piece is missing. Can you just tell me how you got to that dot? So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Jerome, you're awesome too.
All right. Okay, let's go to, I'm gonna see, did Matt ever get back on? Oh, there he is. Let me make him co-host.
Oh my God, I can talk again.
Matt, yeah,
muted
you
this whole
just
time.
been, and you just got muted out, man. You were like,
Yeah. I was yeah, for some reason, you know, like they're preparing here for the tropical storm. So they like decided to restart the power of my building twice in a
wow.
row. So they
You know
did it
what they were
once and then I
doing?
left and then booted everything back up and then they went down again and came back up. So
They wasn't restarting the power. You know what they were doing?
what are they doing?
They purposely shut it off to see if the generators would kick in.
Ooh, that's smart. That's true.
And then
Yeah.
once all the backup power kicked in and they made sure it all was running
It
great,
all worked and then they turned it off.
then they
and turned
shut
it.
off
That
the
makes
backup
sense. Yeah.
power so it would go back to the normal power.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. You know,
very good to
So,
know.
yeah.
Very good to know, especially if the alternate power is also connect to the modems. I mean, so
Right. No, I did have internet. I was able to come back. So no, I'm in California, Southern California right now. So where everybody here is preparing for a storm, which we haven't had in like 80 years. So everybody's testing everything and making sure everything's working. But with that said,
then you got people like Jody, they're just going like hurricanes, hurricanes, you know.
well,
what I
that's
mean?
funny because when they said it's gonna rain like 3 inches of rain, right? I'm from Montana, so I'm like 3 inches of rain that could happen like in an afternoon, right?
Yeah.
And here though, nothing's prepared for like 60,
No.
70 mile per hour winds and 3 inches of rain. It just like wrecks Southern California. So I'm all stocked up on water, food, everything here and ready to go. So with that said, now I can host again. So thanks, Dad.
Sure. Step in.
Absolutely. So next in line, it looked like Jody. Jody, are you with us? I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Jody. How are you?
Peachy keen, peachy keen.
Finer than frog hair?
Yes, absolutely. Here in South Florida, I've learned that it's a really good idea to have a bug out bag prepared and a bug in bag prepared all year round, not just during hurricane season. So since Joshua mentioned that he watched 200 of your videos, every day I've been watching 1 or 2 of your popular videos.
Wow.
I have 3 short questions. Number 1, did you hack into my brain and my heart this week? Because every single video this week struck such a chord, such a freaking chord. 2 of them had me in tears. It was like, whoa. Okay.
Yes, I did hack into your brain.
I thought so.
But also your heart too. I do my very, very best to I don't know, when crazy stuff is going on in the world, I do my very best to if I had someone that had the experience and the wisdom that I have, what I would ask them and what I would say.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to come from a place of you know, people are like, oh my God, the sky is falling, and do my very, very best to go, you know, it is, but it's not going to fall on you.
Correct. Well, yeah, whatever's going on out there has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on inside my pretty blue house or inside my heart.
Yep. Yeah, it's an inside game. When you understand it's an inside game, it's and it freaks people out. It really freaks people out when they hear, like I told you at the beginning of this, you know, people have been reaching out to me and saying, oh my God, did you hear this person left the company? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they go, what do you mean happy for them? I go, they haven't done anything here for 3 years. I don't know how you can live on below average income. I mean, average income is 54,000 a year. You make $4,000 a month. That's 48,000 a month. So,
Right.
if you're going to live in poverty and make poverty income, you should go someplace else. Some people are going, I'll take the $4,000.
Yeah, right. Question number 2. My Lord in heaven, all these new products, all these new brands. Have you watched every single training?
No.
Me neither.
No. I didn't watch the training when I first got in, and there was only 7 products.
Okay.
Because I lead with the business.
Yes.
I'm always leading with the business, and no matter what MDC does or what the world does, there's still going to be people looking to make extra income.
Correct. I took a ginormous hit with the recent purge regarding customers. How do you and Terry acquire customers? How does that work?
We don't.
Huh?
We don't acquire customers.
What?
We're only
Okay.
looking for business builders.
Okay, I'm dumbfounded. I don't even know what to ask.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. So Jody, you've been on enough videos with me to understand if I said to you, okay, Jody, you're going to close your eyes, and you and I are at a really good age. So you're going to close your eyes and you're going to do the twinkle, 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 with the nose. And you're going to be making that income per month. What's that number?
Ooh. I like 5,000.
Wasn't that Samantha? I was trying to think Samantha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bewitched.
okay. Yeah. Okay. So here's how my mind works. This comp plan pays out right around 10%. So that means for $5,000 a month to come into your house every single month like clockwork, what you need is to be a 50K. Okay, 50K spot.
Yeah.
So a 50K spot, that means 555 people you have to have doing 90 in volume every month.
Wow, 555. Those are really magical numbers.
It is.
Wow.
So now if you took 555 and you divided that by 2, that's 278. 2775, right? So you'd want, in a perfect world, you'd want 278 on one side and 278 on the other side. Are you following me?
Yes.
So now if you could vision that, you're logging into your back office and you're seeing those numbers.
Wow.
So what would those numbers be better? Would those be numbers of people that are buying 90 in personal volume, and each and every day they're trying to figure out how to supplement and double their income? And so if you had 555 people that are on a daily basis thinking on how they can offer this incredible opportunity to others, now you got this thing called duplication happening. Mm-hmm. If those 555 people are customers, then they're not focused on showing other people how to supplement their income. And now you're just constantly replacing them, bringing them in, replacing them, bringing them in, replacing them. So my focus has always been to build whatever number I need of affiliates, not customers. So
gotcha.
Did that help you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when people
Thank
ask
you,
me,
my love.
yeah. So here's something that's crazy, you guys. You'll hear this. So look at this. This is, I clicked on my enroller list, right? Mm-hmm. So I have 166 personal front levels. So I have 166 producing legs. Wow. And look how many customers I have. 19. What does that mean, Jody? I'm not perfect. So I had some people that went, I don't like those pyramid things. But I really like your products. I really would like to try your products out if they have a money back guarantee. And I'm like, why, what? Okay, no problem. No problem. So I still have customers. So here's when you know you guys are building the business right. This is bragging. This is bragging. So I had 6,996 front levels before the purge. And now after the purge, I have 11,475.
Wow.
So everybody's going like, oh my God, the purge. And I'm like, oh my God, the purge. So that means that my front level doubled in people because there's people in the company that are still doing this business because they have the right mindset, but their upline quit.
Those are the best.
The very, very, very best. The best, the best, the best.
Yeah. They become their own leader.
Yes. They don't tell everyone that the product changed their lives. And now they don't talk about that. And they're talking about another product that changed their lives. Yeah. It's like, you know, here's the funny thing I love about Facebook is people are not smart enough to even delete old posts. And I know this is going to sound bad, but I mean it to be bad. A pathological liar doesn't know they're lying.
True.
They don't know they're lying, and they don't think that you know that they're lying because they don't know they're lying. They're pathological liars.
Yeah.
So when they tell you this is the best company, I've never been in a better company, this company beats every company, and you go, well, you were in a different company 6 months ago, and I seen your Facebook Live, and you were saying that their products were the best company ever. Yeah, but don't but me, because a year before that, you were saying it about another damn company. It's like, and I know some of you know this, we won't talk about companies. How many of you know someone that when you meet them, you're also meeting their new boyfriend or new girlfriend? It's like you don't even want to keep up anymore.
You can't keep up anymore.
I don't know if I met this one. I got to be careful what I say. I can't say, hey, we had a great time the last time we were at an event and we had dinner together. I'm sorry, that's not this one. It is just, hey, some people roll that way. I don't roll that way, but that's what's cool about this business, Jody, is when you really find out who you are, then why not have those 555 people just like Jody? Because people always ask me all the time, they go, well, what kind of people should I go after? Should I go after people that, are like in Glengarry, Glenn Ross, should I go after these people that are, closers on Wall Street? I don't associate with those people. It bothers me when someone will close somebody just to get that jump start.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But here's the funny thing about karma. If you didn't take care of people in your previous company and then you go into another company, people are going, I already know this. If I'm not producing and bringing in big packages, you're not going to talk to me. You're not going to return my call.
Right.
So it's like all the people that were in their group are the slowest ones to move. And so the only people they can get are people that don't know them yet. And so if they're not going to change, they keep showing up the same way. So Me, now I'm older, Jody, so I now know I can't protect everyone. I wish I could. I really wish I could. I told this guy one other thing I'll throw out there, like I said, bragging. This guy reached out and he said, have you really truly looked at the company? And I said, yeah, you know who John and Vivian, Veronica Singh are? And they go, oh my God, are they like the top people in the company that do the training? I go, yeah, I taught John Singh how to do this business in ACN.
Oh, wow.
So of course I know what the top people in that company are doing. And he goes, so what are you saying? I said, I'm saying that every 4 months, my personal group in MDC does more in volume than the entire company.
Wow.
What? My group is like, are you kidding me? So I don't know what's not clicking, but something's not clicking.
Right.
If you go to businessfromhome.org and you put in a company and they're going down, or they're like flatline for years, then
Wow.
they gotta change some stuff. So there's
Thank
my
you so much. Be
Thank you,
safe,
Jody.
Matthew. Be safe, Matthew.
We'll
Thank you,
do.
Jody. I
Will
love
do.
ya.
Thank you so much, Jody. Appreciate you.
Matthew and Hannah, his wife, living like the chances of him being hurt from anything where he lives is like zero. Maybe even a nuclear warhead will hit 40 miles from where he is.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good situation, but definitely survivable. So
and he doesnn him and his wife don't have to go anywhere.
Right.
If they had to
We work
drive in
from home,
traffic during this
so
wreck, that'd be different.
no, and we're in Irvine, so it's like a raised in comparison. We're not on the coast, so we should be fine. But thanks for the words anyway, Jody. Appreciate you. Next in line is Kelly. Kelly, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. Are you with us?
Oop.
Thanks, Matthew. Thanks, Robert. Am I here?
You're here, Kelly. How are you?
Gosh, I'm good. I don't have my camera on today because I look like I've been drugged through a knot hole sideways because I had kind of a rough night.
Okay.
So my camera's not on. Sorry. You can't stare.
So I thought you were going to tell me about your rough night.
No, it wasn't near that exciting. I have a 3-pound Yorkie and he's been really sick and he had to have emergency surgery yesterday. So there hasn't been a lot of sleeping at my house, but he's better today. Life is good.
Awesome. I hope he heals fast.
He's doing good. He's doing good. But anyway, I'm not looking presentable. So whatever. You're just gonna have to stare at my picture.
No problem.
It's funny because I've been listening all day and I had my hand up to ask you a couple of questions. I listened to your videos this week and it really resonated with me, Robert, as far as, and just now when you were speaking about what makes you think you're going to do better in another company. And I actually was just talking about this with Katie and Sandy this morning because I was like, and my question is, as you all know, we've got people that are leaving the company this week, just like you mentioned. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple of them that I met at a convention or somewhere one time. Wouldn't even know what to say to them if I saw them because we don't interact ever.
Correct.
And they never, ever have sent me a message on social media, not once.
But now,
yesterday morning, I got a message from one of them that left the company, and I had already known they had left the company. So I defriended them because I don't want to see what they're doing.
Right.
Because because when everybody goes somewhere new and it's a shiny new ball, their
right.
posts on social media make them look like they've just made $1 billion in their first week. So if you watch that and you keep watching that, you start second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
And so I just make it a practice. If they leave, if they leave MDC, I just delete them off my Facebook.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, I don't wish them bad and I don't even say anything. I just get rid of them because that just is going to make room for people that want to be in my life. Right.
Absolutely, Kelly.
And it keeps my vibration up there to where I'm not feeling insecure about myself, because I know in my heart of hearts that it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
That they're really not doing that well. It's just a new thing. So this person that messaged me yesterday had to refriend me just to message me because I'd already unfriended him. And so I was like, okay, I'll bite. So I took the message, and the message said, "Hey friend, how are you doing in your health and wellness business?" And I thought, you crackhead. Really?
It's crazy,
You're
isn't it?
going to send me that message, right? And so I'm like, I messaged back and I said, "I'm doing really well, thank you. And I wish you the best of luck on your new adventure."
Nice.
And he comes back and says, "I'd love to show you a video of what I'm doing now." Well, by this time, I'm pissed and offended. But I said, "I don't think I see that right now, but I wish you the best on your adventure." And he never even sent another message to me. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
So in my brain, I'm like, how did I feel getting that message?
Bingo.
I felt like a piece of meat. Like, I never mattered before, but now you're trying to build your 10-2 position in a new company, and you want me to roll on over there. So you're willing to send me a scripted message.
Right.
And maybe my posture is different, but the minute I got that message, I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. I mean, don't you, gut feelings and intuition is stuff that we're supposed to trust.
Right. And so you know what I took from it, Robert? Here's what I took from it. I never, ever want to be that person in my entire life.
Yeah.
And so, when you're talking about connecting with people and reconnecting with people, how do you just kind of use your intuition as to how many back and forth messages you do before you say, "Can you ask me a personal favor?" Because, I can connect with people and be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" But I never, and I won't be, because I never will let myself be unauthentic.
Right.
Like, I'm not just going to connect with someone randomly just to pretend like I care about them, because that's not me.
See, if you always can put your mindset, Kelly, that like I think I've shared with you and other people, when Ray Higdon did he's done a bunch of interviews with me, and I've been blessed to speak on his stage many times. And when Ray did a interview with me and found out how I work with people to make them feel good, to introduce me to someone that they know that needs to make extra money. And when Ray understood exactly what my intentions were, this is what Ray said. He stopped the interview and he looked at the camera and he says, "Well, first of all the people that follow me, I tell them that this way does not work, and I preach against it."
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then he said, "But now that I see what Robert's doing, is Robert, you're really connecting with someone, making them feel good and looking at them as a doorway to someone that you can help." And I said, "Yeah, I'm not doing that bullshit where, hey, Kelly, I would just like your opinion about the thing that I'm doing." No one wants your frickin' opinion. It's like stupid. Hey, can you
you're
just
gonna get it anyway?
Yeah, it's like, and it's funny because that's where you can really get them. There was a person that recently connected with me, and he was talking about the company Live Good, and I just said to him, and this is all I said, is I said, I would have a trouble telling people that they needed 32,700 people in their group to make $2,000. And he's like, "What?" And I said, "You didn't approach me and didn't understand the comp plan, did you?" And he didn't know where to go. And it's like, I said, my whole life is built around giving someone a theoretical example like I did with Jody on how to make her dreams come true. Now she knows she's looking for 278 people that want to switch their buying power from Walmart, Target, Costco, and Amazon. And all of us working together can really do some incredible, neat stuff. I said, I don't know what pitch you're trying to do.
Right.
And
Well,
he's
and
like,
I was talking also with Katie and Sandy this morning, and I'm like, you know what? If they paid me 120 grand to leave a company and come train over there, they'd be stupid, first of all, because I don't have that kind of experience yet. But second off, I joined My Daily Choice by accident. Like, I wasn't looking for a business. I wasn't looking to do a business. I was looking for something to help my mom, which, by the way, I ordered a bottle of oil and helped my mom with it. And I truly believe that she wouldn't be here today if we didn't find a good, high quality product that wasn't a pharmaceutical to help her. And I'm grateful. And I said, you know, and I've told people that have tried to recruit me, I'm not willing to take a chance on a new company if I don't know for positive that they're going to keep doing what these are doing for my mom.
yeah.
And I've always said, as much as she has been helped, as much as I have grown in this company, you cannot put a price on that. And if I go the rest of my life never making a dime in this company, I'm going to leave with my incredibility intact.
Right.
And I'm not going to have invested 5 or 6 years into this company telling people about these products to turn around and leave the company and blow the whole thing. Because all they're going to see then is, well, she's chasing a paycheck. And was she really?
Yes. I don't you find it interesting that there's a few people in that company right now, and a number of companies, that I tell them I lead with lifestyle. Do you know of anyone that needs to make some extra money? And they fight me tooth and nail until they go to another company, and then all they do is talk about money. It's like, wait a minute. You're reaching out. Hey, do you know so-and-so? Yeah, well, they're making this amount of money a month. And I'm going like, what? And it's like, you know, one person I know that we all know, do you know the biggest thing that I beat him up about is I go, listen, I don't know where you learned this personal brand bullshit. But this industry is all about helping a group of people feel like you love them. And you're there to help them. So when you're building a personal brand and your page has nothing but just pictures of you lifting weights, you know, it's that's not appealing to somebody else. And so as soon as he gets in another company, now he's posting rank stuff on his personal page. He would never do that for 5 years in MDC. I'm going like, you go look at my page, you know, I'm liking up on people that are in other companies because of rank advancements. Why?
Same thing.
I want, yeah. And so
I know about the company Modere, but my best friend growing up's little sister is very, very successful at Modere. And I follow her and I cheer her on because she goes over the scrolls from Augmandino's. Like she's got it going on. She's smart. And I learned from her.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to hate people in other companies, but you can love them where they are.
Yeah, but people with respect, you know, they know I'm in MDC. And if you talk to a lot of people that consider themselves professional in this industry, here's what, hey, what's Robert doing? Oh my God, he's been at MDC over 5 years. Well, I'll take him off my freaking list. It's like, you know, people that are doing well in other companies, people don't call them up to say anything other than you're doing great. And I got a lot of friends like that as well. I got so many of my friends that are not only leaders in other companies, but they're also owners of their own company. So I have more friends, close friends outside of MDC than in MDC.
Oh, absolutely.
But
My
they're
dad used to tell me.
but they're respectful. They're extremely, extremely respectful. They're not going to do the hype game where they send me a message and go, oh my God, Robert, if you're making 4.5 million with MDC, you'd make 9 million over here. And I'm like, well, that's pretty stupid to say if you don't have someone that's already making 9 million.
But my dad used to tell me years ago, be careful of the toes you step on today because they might be connected to the ass you have to kiss tomorrow.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well,
and
Kelly,
he's right. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't need to leave people with a bad taste in their mouth about you. Just like that guy did.
Yeah.
Like it was so ingenuine that I was like, oh, please. And so I took that and I put it in my own arsenal because I never want to be that person.
Yeah.
And so I'm just wondering because I've been doing what you said, where you connect with people, give them a gift, and then ask them to do you a huge personal favor. And if they know anyone that we can both help. But it's a kind of a fine line there between people, whether how much, like, I'm not going to just connect with you, Robert, when I haven't talked to you in 3 years and say, hey, Robert, how are you? And you say, I'm doing good. How are you? Hey, I want to send you this gift. Okay,
I would.
And then immediately say,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want to ask a huge personal favor of you.
The only difference between you and I, Kelly, is I really, really, truly believe that MDC can radically change a person's life very quickly.
Aha. So my mindset needs to fix.
Yeah. So some people think that, I know that people can make 10 grand their first month in MDC.
Got you.
So when I'm on that level, I'm constantly, reaching out to people. I reach out to people so much, Kelly, even people that I've known for, 40 years, that they know me so well that if I have something new, they know I'm going to share it with them. So I'll reach out and say, hey, Kelly, I just looked at Facebook Messenger. I haven't talked to you for 4 years. I hope everything's going great. I hope your family's doing awesome and you're having the best year ever. And they'll reach back and go, thank you, Robert. I always love hearing messages from you. And here's what I normally hear, regardless of how many years. You know what? I always feel guilty because you're always the first to reach out. You always beat me. One of these times, I'm going to be the first to reach out to you instead of you reaching out to me.
Okay.
And so I go, great. And their family's going great. And then normally they'll say right behind that, so send me the video. They won't even allow me to ask them for a huge personal favor because they know what I'm going to do.
Maybe I'm caught up in maybe I'm trying to be too nice because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be disrespectful and have them. I'm scared that they're going to think that I'm not being genuine. You know what I mean?
Right. And so as soon as you can stop overthinking, thinking about what other people think that they would think about you. Yeah. When you get rid of that, you're going to be bulletproof.
I'm going to be chewing up barbed wire and spitting out nails here pretty soon. You watch.
Yeah. Kelly, here's a rule of thumb, right? If I know that I'm being genuine, if I know that I'm not trying to pull something on somebody, because I'm just not that person, any kind of response that the person would have in a negative way, including not replying, is on them, not me. I didn't do a frickin' thing wrong. So if I haven't seen you for years and for whatever weird reason someone says, Robert, I need you to drive to Minot, North Dakota. I'm going, shit, I'd have to drive to Williston to do that. Maybe I go a day early and I call a couple of my cousins or friends there that I haven't seen in 8 years and see if I can have dinner with them. If I reached out and said, hey, Rick, I just happened to be going through Williston. I was wondering if you wanted to grab a bite to eat or something. Zero problem with that, Kelly, because when he comes to Billings, he does the same damn thing to me.
Okay.
We haven't talked for years.
Okay. I'm sticking to it. Keeping it simple, not overthinking it. And I'm about to go crush this. You watch me.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, Kelly, even though we're started talking about people going from different companies, everyone in the world that's on my database knows when I go into a new company. Everybody. Because I will call every frickin' person. I will contact every damn person. And even if they didn't do well, Kelly, I'd reach out to you and say, hey, Kelly, I was going to connect with you really quickly. I know we haven't talked in years, but I still wanted to tell you how much you mean to me. And also, I hope that you've forgiven me. And that's where I leave it. And they come back and go, forgive you for what? Well, you know me, I'm jacked out of my mind all the time. I'm always looking for businesses that allow me to help my family and allow me to help, a lot of other people. And so I'm in another one. I'm jacked out of my mind, and you're one of the first on the list.
Okay. So even if it's people, because I'm not leaving this company.
Everybody.
So even people that.
Everybody.
I'm going to go through my entire friends list this week.
Everybody. And you're saying, hey, listen, I am asking you to introduce us to people that you know to make extra money. And if they're turned off and they're upset, they're going, I can't believe you didn't call me and now you're reaching out to me. It's like, hey, I'll call you in another 5 years to see how you're doing.
Delete, block. See ya. Making room for new ones.
I love you, Kelly.
Robert, thank you for solidifying that again, because did you see how quiet I got? It was like a total aha moment. I was like, damn it, I am overthinking this.
Yeah, we're humans, Kelly.
Listen, I got a sharp mouth, but I got a big heart. And
yeah,
it might
do.
And
if people don't know that about you or forgot that about you, that's not your fault.
Right.
That's not your fault. So I had a guy reach out to me 2 days ago, and this is what he said. He goes, hey, have you heard of this company? And I said, yeah, I have. I said, I've been with MDC for 5.5 years, just went over 4.5 million in earnings. And he goes, why didn't you call me on it? And I said, because you say no to me every time.
Oh, funny. Yeah, you just confirmed what I think I already knew. I just needed clarification, and I appreciate it.
That's why I'm here, man. That's why I'm here. I love you, Kelly. Have a good weekend.
Guys, I can't wait to see you all in Miami.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Love you. Have a great weekend. Hope your dog gets well. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your question, Kelly, and same here. Hope your dog heals quick and fast. So next up is Kai. Kai, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. Are you with us, Kai?
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Hey, can hear you great.
Perfect. What's up, Kai?
Awesome. Thank you, Robert, for keeping me level-headed every single day at 3 p.m. because that is when the vultures start coming, and I'm like, I am busy talking with Robert Hollis. And it's just mind-blowing to see how the vultures keep coming and coming, and I guess because I've been absorbing all of your knowledge and experiences through these past year. And instead of getting mad or getting offensive or defensive about them, I simply ask, how are you doing in that business? Show me your background. Show me your paycheck. And it just blows my mind when they all of a sudden start going into stutter mode. And now there's like, and then it starts like copy and pasting a long dissertation like it's grad school. God forbid. And I would write back I voice message them as, how's this tactic working for you? and it completely blows them off track. And they're like, well, I'm just starting on this is a new company, blah, 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 yada, yada. Stop there. So you went from one company to another, and now after 2.5 years of saying no to me, you're coming up to me to say, what?
Yeah.
Hello? До свидания.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I'll share with you guys that I think is just amazing. And again, I understand that I come from a different level of experience in doing this industry, right? But here's something. I've only, with all these trophies that you see behind me, I've been hurt 3 times really, really, really bad. Now, this is just my experience. I've been hurt really, really bad with startup companies. Really, really bad. And I've gained a majority, probably 90% of my success with companies that were already established for 4 years or longer. So this hype stuff that people say is, Kai, you got to be the first one in, or Kai, if you don't get in now, it's like I said to a guy yesterday, that same guy that I was going back and forth with, Live Good. I said, if you got the right mindset, do you know there's millions and billions of people that need an opportunity like we offer? Do you know there could be 1,000 Live Goods and 1,000 MDCs and we're still not scratching the surface? You don't need to be in one company and move from one company to another. You got to stay with at least a company long enough to build a true residual check. If you've never had a residual check without doing anything, you still haven't gotten good at that skill. See, I didn't even want to master that skill. But if you don't have a loyal group of affiliates in your organization with a vision of helping people move their buying power enough to supplement, eventually pay for their product, and eventually make a part-time profit, even a rank advancement, if you don't learn that skill, then you're going to consistently suck at every new deal you join.
The most hilarious thing, this person too, he tried to buy me into switching over.
Yeah. And
that was when I just lost it. I was like, this is getting just bloody comedic.
Yeah. And so I just tell everyone, I say, listen, if first the company's got to be 5 years old. So I tell people all the time, I'm not trying to be mean. I just know who owns your company. And he's never built a company that has lasted 5 years. So past production usually equals future production, right? Now, I don't know why the guy creates companies, makes millions with them, and then shuts them down. But I build a residual income, and I can't do that. I can't get in a company that's before 5 years old and expect to build a large group of people that, see, it's not about my money. If I show you, Kai, how to make $8,000 a month or $10,000 a month, I want that to be the same 5 years from now. See, I think people in this industry, they forget this thing called security. There's actually people out there in this industry that are freaking leaders. Ted being one of them. Ted recently made some posts where he's saying, is residual income real in network marketing? And it's like, yeah, if you do this correctly, yes, it is. I earned residual income my entire network marketing career for 36 years. Why? Because my mentor taught me that, so that's what I frickin' focus on. I don't focus on jump starts. I focus on residual. I don't need people to buy the Mama Jamma package. I need them to come in for free and introduce me to someone that needs to make some extra money. Maybe it's them, maybe it's not. So when you're doing the same motions all the time, there's no way that my reputation could handle me getting involved in one of those companies. And I said, so first, get in that company, give me a call in 5 years because I'm open-minded. And I said, the only other thing that I'm going to ask you to do is if you want to be my sponsor, you're going to have to show me your freaking deposits into your online bank. Because if you're telling me the company is good, if you're telling me the company's good, in 5 years, you got to earn the right to be my freaking sponsor. Isn't that good? That's exactly what I told Wayne. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. It's like, so you guys been in business over there for. John Singh is such a great person. Him and his wife just had a new baby. They're such amazing persons. The people that I mentored know there's only one way to get me, and that's out earn me. So you better be careful if you're telling me that there's people in your business that make more than me, because they're the ones that are going to sponsor me, not you.
And the ironic thing is that you make more money than the company does on the overall.
Yeah.
Oops.
And so, yeah, so I wish them luck. Everybody knows that it takes a couple of leaders that really get focused. I know the company could be different if I was over there. But they just don't offer what Josh Wagle does. They just don't. So
Shiny ball syndromes have gotten to their balls. That's just put it that way.
Well, Kai, did you have a question, or you would just make a comment?
No, just want to make a comment and say thank you.
Well,
if you have not kept me level-headed for every single day at 3 p.m., I would probably lose my cool, and I'll probably be.
Yeah, and I know this might go out to Kelly and some of the people that have been talking here. Man, when I found out, because I already told this story on this video, you guys will gotta listen to this. It says in the Science of Getting Rich, you got to take your competitiveness and your compare-itis, and you got to turn it into creativity.
Absolutely.
You got to. Who gives a shit what everybody else is doing? This is an inside job. You just got to use Kaizen and get better. But with that said, when I found out that the people above me, because of their egos and just being assholes, that they were keeping me away from the knowledge that made me successful, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure I out earn every one of these pieces of shit. And it really became a motivator for me. I couldn't wait to walk the stage. And when I walked the stage and talked about who taught me how to be successful, that everyone in the room knows who my upline is, and I don't mention their names. Because I was pissed that I had spent any time learning from somebody that deliberately wanted to teach me things that they knew because of their ego. They thought they were better than the guy that was at the top of the tree. And the guy at the top of the tree was making 62 grand a month. That takes a special kind of idiot to de-edify people that are kicking your ass. See, it doesn't happen in any other industry, but in this industry. So it'd be like me walking up to you, Kai, and going, listen, I don't know if you've heard of Michael Jordan or not, but I'm telling you right now, I know more than that guy has ever known about basketball. And you go, that's a whole different level of being a moron for that to come out of your mouth. So there's still people in the world that go, honestly, Robert Hollis doesn't know what he's doing. He this time he talks about having a lot of people do a little bit and helping people that have never done this business get a consistent payday and just build it. You know, it's like Robert doesn't know what he's talking about. And then every year at the company, when they hand out those plaques, they're not on stage. And I'm usually the last one to get the plaque. I'm like going, if you're de-edifying someone and saying this person doesn't know what the hell they're doing, you shouldn't be in the company he's getting recognized in.
And it's just funny that you mentioned that, because I actually had one person who tried saying that to me. I'm not going to name names. You know him too. And I was like, wow, you've got some bloody nerves to really say something that stupid. And it's like, you just can't fix stupid with blockchain.
So when you're talking about, Kai, where I get my motivation, it's not about me anymore. You know how much I love saying right now? I go, listen, I got a guy in Nigeria that kicks your ass. I got a guy right now that's already over 60,000 of value for this month. What are you right now? Let me see your back office. I got people in Nigeria kicking your ass in value. Let's not talk about me. I got people in Romania kicking your ass. I got people in Hungary kicking your ass. It's like, come on, man. So thank you, Kai. I love you, man. I really, really do. So, you know why I brought that up. Yeah, I want to take your personal story and stuff it down their throat. You can say, hey, listen, as soon as you left the business, that's when everything exploded.
And you and I both know I plan to.
Yep, you do.
We had that conversation privately.
Proud of you, Kai.
This has been the best AMA I've had. I've not remembered how much. I've not remembered laughing so hard for so long.
Yeah, people do take this damn business serious for some reason. I don't know. Well, I love you, Kai. I'm gonna let you go.
Love you too.
You bet.
Thank you so much, Kai. Man, that was a great back and forth. You know, like some of the stuff you're saying, Dad, too, is it's like I don't know. We've been saying that he's been on fire the last few AMAs, and it seems like every single one gets better and better. But man, Dad, what a great back and forth between you and Kai that was. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my son. Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Sure. Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
So you've been around me for 31 years.
I have. Yep.
How many times you been on stage with me while the company gave me these nice little awards back here?
Couple times.
What was your experience of who your dad is coming home, doing all the stuff off the laptop or working on?
Well, it's so funny because like I've had these times in my life where you know, where when I was a teenager and stuff, I was less interested in what you were doing because I was just a teenager. So I was doing my own stuff. But then as I became an adult, I'll never forget going to the Gonal event. And, you know, you have this, I'm sure certain celebrities, kids have this and stuff as well. But it's like when you finally go and see him like in his element, not only speaking on stage, but just the way everyone reacts and the way the crowd is and the way that people walk up to you and like want to talk to you and want to take pictures with you and stuff. It was like one of those moments where I'm like, wait, is this the same guy? You know, because it's like, I just see you as my dad, right? Like I go into the office or go out in the living room and be like, hey, Dad, what's going on and stuff. But like in that situation, it's just totally different. You know what I mean? And it's very cool, you know, like I definitely felt like it was weird because people wanted to like take pictures with me too. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are.
I remember you and Kyle both saying this to me and my oldest son too. When they go to an event and they go, there's something weird going on. I'm like, what's that? Why do they want pictures with me? I haven't done a damn thing.
Right. And I'm like, I mean, especially too, if you're like chilling in the house and stuff most of the time, it's like, okay, now I'm taking pictures with these people. I don't know who they are. But, yeah. You know, as we've been working together since I've been an adult, I've seen you do incredible speeches on stage and stuff. I'll never forget when you did the speech at GoPro the same year that me and Hannah got married, or the same time, you know, like I think that period in time in my life, of course, for many reasons I remember, but man, I'll never forget you being on stage and being like, my son and my daughter-in-law just got married here in Vegas, and the whole crowd of people, I don't remember, thousands, were like cheering for us and stuff. So it was a really great feeling. But yeah, I mean, you're larger than
that was a
life.
cool weekend. That was a cool weekend. I not only closed out Eric Worre's event, but to have Matthew and Hannah come up in front of the room and everybody stood up and applauded for them. That's a good that's a good start. That's a good start of your marriage. That was, I think you were either hours or less than 24 hours married.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because we got married in Vegas. So it was like you know, we just did a quick marriage in Vegas and stuff, and we'll be married 9 years in November. So I'm always remembering those memories and stuff. So
very cool, Matt. Well, let's finish
bringing
this up.
that up.
I want to be done by 3.
No, okay, I understand. So we only have one person with their hand raised. It's Sam.
Okay.
Sam, are you with us? I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
Yes, I'm right here. I'm right here. Let me just put my camera on.
Awesome. How's it going?
My name is great, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Doing excellent.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah,
Sam, how are you, brother?
I'm great, man.
Do you know how much money I've made since the last time I seen you?
Tell me. Give me the heads up.
Sam's an old friend. Sam's an old friend. So that's what I say to all my old friends. They're like, nah, stop it, Robert. Stop it.
I know perhaps you got a new Rolls Royce or something, or even a private jet.
Yeah. Oh my God. So how you doing?
Right.
Can I help you?
I'm doing well. Nairobi is great. I mean, we are moving on, and I always watch your videos. I think I've watched more than Josh, maybe 500 videos.
I don't doubt that. I don't. You've always been a student of the industry, man. You're like me. You're obsessed with getting gooder. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, sure. You know, mostly we just bring in leaders to you, but sometimes you just find that they're not good leaders that are supposed to come over. So today I just had 2 questions, and first of all, thank you so much for just the motivation and the you know, when we listen to you and we see what you're doing, you give us a piece of experience that you've got for the last 30-something years, almost over my age. It's exciting.
I feel like Yoda talking to Luke.
You know, I mean, it's quite exciting, and I always look forward to listening to you when you find yourself you are the leader in the organization, or rather in your particular team. It's like you're always drawing knowledge to the people. Yes. So I now come to get knowledge from you. I draw from you. I always have these questions. So once again, thank you very much. So my question is that I just had to put 2 things that I just wanted you to clarify. Some of the people perhaps that even brought them to you will always come and say that for me to do the business, I need to see your back office. Yeah. Show me what you're doing, and I want to see your check. Are you going to attending this company event? Yeah, and you see now that I'm in Kenya, they're like, are they providing visas for you to go?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's here's how you switch it all, Sam. You really do.
Yeah.
Is what if I told you, what if this is possible? You already know that all things are possible, right?
Yes.
But when you see what happened with Joshua in Nigeria, and it's like, I think that people sometimes are too focused on, I'll give you the perfect story of a guy recently that reached out to me. And I said, I can't wait for you. I got to do the calculation here. I'm 61. And let's just take it minus 6 years. Okay. So I told him this. Imagine me saying this to you, Sam. I say, I'm just looking forward to when you turn 50. Because then you're going to have the wisdom to stop asking for deals. And he went, what are you talking about? I said, when I was young and stupid, I took a couple of deals. But my heart wasn't in it. So if my heart's not in it, I can be involved in MDC, but I can have MDC in me. And I said, what you keep forgetting is when you made the most money in any 1 month, you believed in what you were doing. Now that you've gotten hurt, now that you've gotten people that let you down, that overpromise and underdelivered, and you got to understand that you made the decisions to pick the companies that quit you. Your expertise, your knowledge, and your deals picked the wrong freaking company. So there's got to be a point in wisdom where you stop taking deals and you stop looking for the company to do all these things for you. And you step in being ignorant like you did when you came in your first company and you didn't need anything but a freaking opportunity.
Correct.
The only thing that I need today at 61 is Josh to pay me on time. I don't need anything else. And so when I first started bringing over these people underneath Joshua, these leaders, they all wanted to do a Zoom with me to get me on a leadership call. And I said to every one of them, I reached out to them and I said, I am going to do a leadership Zoom the way I know how to do a leadership Zoom. And Sam, I got on there and just ripped their asses, man. I was not nice at all. And I'm going, leaders are not complainers. Leaders don't come to a company and go, this is all the stuff you're going to do for me before you produce. I am so sorry for all the people that taught you how to do this business wrong. And then after I went off on them, then I said, I will answer a few questions. As soon as I unmuted one person and he started complaining, I muted him. And I said, that's what you get for not listening to me. And then the chat went crazy, Sam. It was like, you won't even listen to me. I said, you haven't done anything to deserve to be listened to. Where'd you guys grow up? You know, you go to court and say, hey, Your Honor, yeah. And they go, who are you? I'm Robert Hollis. I don't care. Shut up or I'll have someone remove you. You don't get the right to tell an owner of a company what they're supposed to do. Who are you? And I go, so I said, one day, right now, you're going to be pissed at me. But I said, if you can get rid of all this bullshit and stop going to the company because your leaders that are not producing are complaining. Because do you really want to be looked at from an upper leader like me? Oh, here comes Sam. I get to listen to an hour of crybaby shit. I go, you don't want to be the person that when you leave a message, the leader looks at you and goes, this is a waste of time. I go, because I was taught by a different mentor. And Sam, I know you probably have heard this story, but I called my mentor one time after I hit 25K. I was on my way to 100K. And I reached out and called Bill and he answered the phone, right? This is no cell phone time, right? He picks up the phone and he goes, hello. And I said, Mr. Gould, this is Robert Hollis. He goes, can you hang on a second? And I said, sure, no problem. And this is what I heard in the background sound. And for me, it felt like an hour. Of course it wasn't. I'm like, what the hell is he going on? I can hear him shuffling papers and moving papers. And then all of a sudden I heard him when the phone was still on the desk. He goes, oh, nice. And he picks up the phone and he goes, Robert, how can I help you? And I go, what were you doing? He says, I was looking up your volume. Oh my God. So can you imagine that? You know, how many people have heard the phrase, you train people how to treat you? So Sam, what I'm saying is that you can build a group really quick in Kenya or anywhere in the world if you find people like Sam was when he first got in. Stop looking for leaders and start finding people at the right time. I would love 1,000 Sams in my group. All right. So find people like Joshua Daramella and find people that for whatever reason, they bought into this concept, hook, line, and sinker, and they're unemployable. They spent too much time at personal development dreaming about walking on stage and getting one of these trophies. And they can't erase that. They can't erase that. And so if you go out and find people that just want a chance and work with them and develop them and get them ranks and get them moved up, you can use those people to destroy those leaders.
Sure. Actually, what you're saying is quite true, because I even realized that about 4 months ago, that was, I think, was early in March. From March, I was really geared up and ready to hit these ranks. Looking forward, in about 4 months, I hit my 100K, and I keep getting on. And at that time, my strategy was building up some 1Ks. Then I got this team, and then from my end here, because we don't have an office in my country, and we also don't have all the products in my country, I had to think wise to see the best way for me to put this company to people's heads, because I believe in the pay plan of the company.
Yeah, I tell people all the time. Bill Gould taught me this, Sam. He goes, listen, let's talk that you and I are, who knows? I know we're probably 20 hours away from each other on a flight, right? And it's like, my mentor said to me, Robert, why don't you focus on areas where you know people are looking for an opportunity? And I went, where in the hell is that? I never even thought about that. And he was going Southern California, Texas, Florida. The reason those 3 states are the biggest states in network marketing is because people move there from all different states, including all different countries, to go to the place where there's the most opportunity. Well, there's a problem with that. If everyone goes there, there's only so much opportunity for so many people. There's only so many actresses. There's only so many actors. There's only so many singers, right? So if you go to an area that everyone goes there looking for fame, fortune, a great opportunity, now when you're talking to them, bam. So I tell people that instead of waiting, this is what you see now. Budapest, Hungary, and Romania, do you know they still don't have an office? They still don't even have an office manager. They still don't have people that translate in customer service. And I'm going, what if you're the person that finds a way around that? What if you're the person that, like, hey, you know what? I'm going to build a group, and I'm going to be known as the first 250K or the first 500K in Kenya.
Absolutely, you're right. You're right, Robert, because I had to figure out. I used one of your videos, one of the MA that you had, and you spoke strongly about can you figure out,
Yeah.
what to do.
And what we got to do sometimes, Sam, is like what you did with me. It's like, listen, if you were me and you were here, what would you do if you were me? So when these leaders reach out to you and they go, well, do they have an office? Do they, it's funny to me. I'll say something to you, Sam, and you're a veteran, so you'll know this is funny. I said, if you looked up in AI, right, or Google, and you go, what's the definition of a true leader? I don't know if it says a person that looks for something that's not there. So a leader goes, I can't do business here. Why? Because they don't have an office. They don't have an office manager. They don't ship as soon as they get this product here. When they get this product and they pick out a product that we don't have there. And I said, leadership is not about finding something the company doesn't have in your area. I don't know who told you that was a leader. That's not a leader.
That's not a leader, true.
So I say that to leaders. Sam, they come to me all the time. I got a guy right now that he's got 1 million people in the company that he believes that he can pull over. And as soon as we get certain products and an office and a manager in Poland, he's going to bring them over. And that's the guy that I said, how old are you? And he says, I'm 42. And I said, man, I can't wait till you're over 50. And he goes, why? And I said, because you're going to be mature enough and have wisdom enough to say what I said to Josh. I said, I reached out to Josh and Jenna, did a Zoom with them. And I said, listen, my wife ordered some of your product and it works for her. And I said, I have a few questions. And Josh goes, how much do I owe you for documentation beats conversation? And I went, funny that you brought that up. I said, I Googled the most documented CBD and found your third-party lab report with that name on it. That's mine. I patent it. And the first thing that he said to me, Sam, is he says, all your courses and stuff online, what kind of software do you use? And I said, I think Matt uses Infusionsoft. And he goes, is there a way to search my name? I said, I'm sure there is. I went in, you guys, and put in Josh Wagle, and Josh Wagle had bought into every freaking course I ever produced. And I was going, who is this guy? You know what I mean? And then the very next thing that he said is, he said, do you want to see Jenna's back office? And I said, I sure in the hell do. And I, just like my mentor, Sam, I only had 2 questions. I go, Jenna, if you're making $180,000 a month, I said, what other companies have you been in where you've made a full-time income? She said, none. And I said, so the only time you made really good money is with MDC. And she goes, yeah. And I went, okay, if she doesn't know how to do it, then Josh must know how to do it. So there's something that Josh is teaching her or showing her to get these results, right? And then I asked Josh, I said, okay, I said, so what's your background? He goes, well, I got involved when I was 18 years old. And he started saying, I put this ad, he said, and I answered this ad in Craigslist. And I said, that sounds familiar. And I said, who was your upline? He says, Josh Nelson. And I said, oh, I worked with Josh Nelson in ACN. He goes, I know you did. And I'm going like, so when he first said the thing like, hey, you don't get mad at a waitress if she comes to your table and ask you if you want more water and coffee, and you go, no, no, thank you. She doesn't get upset and go in the back and call her upline saying, someone told me they don't want a refill on their coffee. And I was going, oh my God, that came from Bill. So it's a story that, Bill got from Larry Huff and Larry Thompson, that got it from Jim Rowan, that got it from Earl Schoaf. I'm going I started getting chills. I'm going, this guy knows some of the basics in this industry. And Josh goes, what else can I do to help you? I said, well, I'll upgrade my position to an executive. My wife asked me to help her build this business. So me and Matt, my son, are going to help her. And I said, you put me anywhere you want. I don't need a leg. I don't need any money. I need you to do what you did with Jenna. Just give me the information. And so when I first got started, I was asking Josh, okay, so what link would you send to somebody first? What video is your favorite video? I didn't want to do anything for me. I didn't want to create jack. So I set up for Melody Riva. Melody Riva calls me and says, I do a call with all my people on Friday. Could you share with them everything that's going? You guys, if you listen to what I'm saying right now, you guys can change your whole career like that. So Melody calls me up and says, I'll get everyone on a call on Friday. That's when I normally do calls for all my people. And will you come on and tell them about MDC? And I said, yes, I will. Set it up. As soon as I got done, I text Josh and Jenna and said, I'm doing my first Zoom. They didn't even know what Zoom was. And I said, Josh and Jenna, I'm doing my first Zoom on Friday. Can you guys come on there and tell your story? And they go, yes. So I get on Melody's Zoom. She intros me like she's just incredible. And when she introed me, I said, Melody, I got a guest. I got some people that I think could tell the story better. And I introduced Josh and Jenna Zweigel. They told their story. I recorded the Zoom. And me and Melody put that online and got that video seen 119,000 times. Hey, I seen this woman's back office. These guys know what they're doing. Here's them telling their story. Watch the damn video and get in. Yes, no. Do you know, Sam, I still haven't done an opportunity meeting for this company?
Really?
Really.
Wow.
And
That's
the reason
amazing.
why is because it's not duplicatable. If I do a presentation, then everybody that watches me and follows me thinks they got to do a presentation.
Got you, man. I got you.
Yeah. So
you.
Sam, reach out to me. Anything I can do to help you, I will. You make this simple and we'll get the leaders. We'll get the leaders. But as soon as if you wanted to use my story, Sam, I always told you I would. I'm always here for you. Go, you know what? I just got off a Zoom with Robert Hollis. He's a dear friend of mine. And I just found out that I can get exactly the same deal for you for MDC as he's got. What's that? What credit card are you going to put this on?
Got you. I talked to you after the Zoom.
Yeah. So yeah, when we attract leaders like that, Sam, then we sort of feel two ways, because we're human beings, right? So when I first got in this company, I had a lot of leaders that reached out to me believing that I could get them some kind of deal, volume, leg, whatever. And when you tell them that you didn't get a deal.
Yeah, sure.
And they go, well, I got to get a deal. And I said, well, I just hope that you mature to the point where you realize, and here's another one, if you wanted to be mean, you don't have to be mean. I'm going, Sam, what was the last company that you were with? I was with ABC company. All right. ACN. I go, well, let me give you a call back because I'm going to reach out and talk to Greg Provenzano and find out the deal that you got over there and whether or not you honored it. Because if you did it correctly, we wouldn't be having this freaking conversation.
Right.
So, as soon as, unfortunately, I don't like throwing the guy under the bus, but like, as soon as Robert Dean Jr. started taking deals, he now can't build the business. So I'll give you the 4, Sam, that we all do, right? It's someone does something for us that's extraordinary. And the first place that you come from is gratitude. You're sort of like overwhelmed with joy. You're extremely humbled, right? The second time it happens, it's like you're going, this is pretty cool. This is really, really, really cool. The third time is entitlement. So now you go, well, I got Josh to give me a deal for this guy, and then I got this guy. So now I guess that's just the way I can do the business. And if you know anything about Josh Swagel, you reach out to him and ask him a question, and he just doesn't respond. See, now all of a sudden, that's a place of entitlement. And now all of a sudden, because you ask too many favors, now you're not producing. Now you're being ignored. So now when you ask and get ignored, now you're pissed off, and now you got to go against them. So some of the people that you guys know that have left this company, this is exactly what's happened. See, Josh is always giving more than people ask for. Then people expect it. Then they feel entitled. And now when you don't produce after he's helped you, now you try to trash him, Jenna, the company, the products, everything. So now I'm a little wiser. So if I never expect that stuff or never ask for it, everything that Josh and Jenna gives me is an incredible freaking gift, including because I'm older. Every week they pay me. You could reach out to Josh Wagel right now. That guy pays me. I reach out to him and I just say, Josh, listen, payday. I can't tell you how much I love and appreciate you, all the stuff you've done to get us to this point, and all the stuff I know you're doing in the back, doing behind the scenes. Just know I got your back, brother. Just know I got your back. If there's anything you need from me, just let me know. And I can guarantee you there's leaders inside of MDC that never ever call and thank him because they feel entitled to their pay. I appreciate the pay. I'm grateful for the pay. Little different mentality, right? But to be honest, I wasn't that grown up in my 20s and 30s. So when I was making awards in my 20s and 30s, if there was a conference call and my mentor didn't mention my name, I was sort of pissed off. How dare you do a whole call and not mention me, one of your top producers? See, that some of you are going like, holy crap, I do that. It's like, it was like, it just, you grow up and you learn more, and things that used to piss me off and make me walk away from a company. I think I shared this with you. I got so pissed off at ACN. I was the #1 RVP for 4 years. And I pushed the owners too hard. And so even though I walked the stage and became, the most top RVP that they had, they didn't put me in the circle of champions that year. And when I asked why, they said, Robert, you're just not a company man anymore. And I said, hey, F off. You got $1 in your pocket? Why? I'll sell you my position for $1. I'm done. I'm walking away. Because I'm right and they didn't treat me right. And F you, I'm gone. And it took me 5 years to rebuild a group to replace my pay. Because I stopped being grateful. Right? Now I'm in that entitlement place. And now I'm in that, you should do this for me. Don't you know who I am? Are you what? Yeah, okay. So I hope some of you listen long enough to hear that. So when you're expecting your upline or expecting somebody to do something, that all you're doing is you're robbing your joy from it. Because when you expect people to do something, unrealistic expectations instead of appreciation.
You're right.
So when I say, hey, if I'm going to be building in Kenya, I need to know what products they can deliver there. So let me tell you how I'm building Asia. Right? Listen, if you can teach people that earning income could be to a place that they had freedom and all we're marketing is prepaid travel. Because when I opened up Budapest, Hungary, they only had a couple of products. They were sprays. So if we work and build volume there, they'll get sprays there, and then they'll get the next product there. And now you go, then Hungary all of a sudden becomes the second biggest country for MDC. Now they almost have all of the products. Now it's like United States right now, you guys, just for the record, United States is easily probably 4 to 6 months for being number 3. I believe Europe will go past them, and I believe Nigeria will go past them. And that's not being grateful. You talk about people right now in Europe, and Hungary and Romania, 2 of the poorest countries in Europe. And you talk to the people in Nigeria right now, and it's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Does that mean that the leaders didn't ask me for stuff? Yeah, they did. But they didn't get it. So Sam, you got any one of those people that need to see a back office, let me know.
I think this time around, Robert, I got a better team of guys who really want to rock this. People have been watching my consistent. I've not switched from this company to another. And the product really that can sell in my country here is actually the Fear Factor and Akashex.
Yeah.
Those are the products.
Yeah, and
so
you see what's happening right now with Nigeria with the Fuel Factor X. Sam, I really believe based on, I've never had a group in Africa, ever. And now that it's starting to build momentum, both Chris and Josh, Chris Robinson and Josh, and now I got Chris Bailey calling me and Dell Franklin calling me. They're like, how did you get this to go and explode? And I said, telling everyone that you work for the right to get this stuff instead of the other way around.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And if you're not that leader, then introduce me to somebody that didn't forget that. Because as long as you're looking for a deal, you're going to find a deal. But you're going to find people that are going to overpromise and underdeliver on you. And I don't know how many times that you can do that to your team before they won't listen to you anymore.
That's true.
So if you really are a leader and you got me in your back pocket, let's go out and get you some checks.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut you with this.
All right, Sam, I'm gonna let you go. I love
Thank
and
you so much.
appreciate you. I can't wait to see you again, brother. You're a great guy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank
Matt,
you
let's
so
close
much,
it out.
Sam.
Let's close it out.
Well, appreciate everybody here. Thank you guys so much. I'm sure we'll be back next Saturday with another AMA. This was incredible. Thank you, Dad, so much for answering everybody's questions. Thank you, everybody that got on and asked questions. Appreciate you guys so much. Love and appreciate you. So with that said, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I love you guys. I'm gonna mute you, say goodbye. And if you guys asked any questions and we didn't get to them, send me a private message. I'll answer you back. I love and appreciate you. Thank you, Matt.
Bye.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you,
Thank
brother
you, everybody.
Robert. Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
All right, Robert,
Love
Have a
you.
Great weekend.
guys.
Thank
Love
you
you.
so
See
much,
you,
you
Jody.
guys.
See you, Tom. See you, James.
Robert,
And
you're on
Mike.
fire.
Thank you. Thank you, Deborah.
Very
Love
much so.
ya.
You're on fire.
Home sign.
Love you.
Ismail.
Bye.
Thank
Ismail,
you,
how are
guys.
you, man? Nice to see you.
I'm doing very well, Robert.
Thank you. I can't wait
Thank
to
you.
see you, my friend. I can't wait to meet you. Thank
I'm
you,
you
Diane.
too,
Thank you,
I guess.
Arthur,
Thank you.
John, Jamie, Daniel, South Africa, Dustin, Melody. Love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Arthur, Kelly, I hope I didn't miss anybody. Take care and God bless. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks.